age of self-tapes, virtual auditions, and socially distant performance opportunities. Now, more than ever, having fantastic self-tape skills is absolutely critical to your acting career. Hey friends, what is up? It's me, Kat, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I wanted to share my absolute top 10 must-know self-tape audition tips. And if you don't know me, this is coming from someone who is a working actor, has worked behind the table at Equity Musical Theater auditions, and has worked with some of the top Hollywood casting directors, specifically regarding self-tapes. So needless to say, this is a topic I am ultra passionate about, and I can't wait to share. Today's video is also brought to you in part by Backstage, so huge thank you to Backstage for sponsoring this video. Backstage is a fantastic way to find your next audition, so be sure to stick around to learn a little more about it, and be sure to download the iOS app so you can explore popular casting calls on your mobile device. Thank you to Backstage for hooking it up. But without any further ado, let's jump on into it and share my top 10 audition tips for self-tapes. Number 1. Focus on sound quality. Good sound is absolutely vital to a good self-tape. There have been studies done proving that people are willing to deal with poor picture quality, but they need good sound. I mean, think about when you're streaming Netflix. You'll keep watching if it's not buffering at a super high rate, but if your soundbar suddenly doesn't work, you're turning off the TV. Now, you don't necessarily need a super fancy or expensive microphone setup, but be cognizant of the background sound. Is your air conditioning totally overpowering what you're saying? Is the neighbor's dog barking totally distracting? Can you hear the trash truck going by? If you're worried that you don't have great audio quality in your recording equipment, that's totally okay. Use your phone. Turn on the voice memos app, place it just off screen, and use that audio in your self-tape. Number 2, don't film too far away. Unless specifically requested, you don't need to do a full body shot in your audition tape. In fact, I would recommend against it. I know that can sound kind of contradictory if you're only used to doing in-person auditions, but keep in mind, if someone's watching your audition on a screen, they want to be able to actually see your face, to see your emotions. Unless it's a virtual dance call, they don't care what your ankle is doing. They want to see this. In general, I'd recommend framing from about the bust up or waist up. Number 3, and this is absolutely vital, do one take and then watch it back. There is nothing worse than spending like an hour doing self-tape auditions only to review the footage and realize that your hair was doing something dumb the whole time, or that the microphone wasn't plugged in, or your shirt looks see-through. Do one take and then watch it over. See what you like, see what you'd like to improve. Super important if you're recording these self-tapes alone. Number 4, don't delete footage as you go. I am so guilty of this, and it is so dumb. The amount of times that I will do a take and then be like, oh, that's really dumb, you can trash that footage, and it actually ends up being a fantastic take. Infuriating. So hang on to everything. Number 5, be cognizant of your background. Now, ideally, you'll have some sort of backdrop or maybe even a plain wall. If you don't have that, that's okay too. But make sure that your background's not distracting. Again, coming back to that, you don't want your pile of dirty laundry in the corner. You want the most interesting thing in the shot to be you and your performance. Number 6, set a time limit. This is something that I am still struggling with, because I think that's the great problem with self-tapes, is that if you're shooting them yourself in your own home, you have unlimited takes. You can shoot the same audition tape for 6 days. And that's coming from personal experience. My college pre-screens are like a recurring nightmare still. What I would recommend would be putting a set amount of time on the clock, and that'll change depending on how quickly you usually get through self-tapes, but set a timer. Don't make it a loud timer so that it doesn't blow a take, but once that timer goes off, you're done for the day. Review the footage, and if you really hate all of the work you did, then have another filming day. Number 7, lighting is everything. If you're watching back that first initial take and you're like, wow, why do I suddenly look like a swamp troll? I looked pretty okay in the bathroom mirror like 10 minutes ago. I promise you, you're not a swamp troll. It's bad lighting. The way that you're lit changes the way that your face looks. It's such a simple concept, but it's so difficult to understand. I think especially when you're being vulnerable, like on tape, you just immediately jump to, I'm ugly. It's not that. Think about every time you told a scary story when you were a kid and you put a flashlight under your face. That's an example of bad lighting that makes you look scary. So try to have nice, even lighting coming at you from about the same angle that the camera will be hitting you. Number 8, face windows and do not stand in front of a window. When you face a window, you get nice, even, natural lighting. We love free good lighting! If you're standing in front of a window, that means you're going to be backlit. Without very specific lighting, your camera probably won't be able to see you. Either you'll be super shadowy and your windows will look normal, or you'll be a little bit lighter and your windows will be absolutely blown out super bright. So just face a window. Also worth noting, if a casting team is asking a self-tape from you, they're not anticipating like movie quality. The camera and sound on most tablets or smartphones nowadays are totally acceptable, so you don't need a super expensive fancy setup. If you're specifically looking for work from home opportunities, which is kind of like the hot casting call right now, you might have to have nicer equipment and be a little more proficient, but that's only for a specific set of jobs. Number 9. Practice. The best way to get better at anything is by practicing it. If you've ever watched your own audition tape, you know that it looks and sounds and feels completely different than auditioning in the room. To me, it's a completely different skill set. So brush up those skills and get some practice. Number 10, keep learning. One of the most dangerous traps is falling into complacency or thinking that you know everything and you have no room to grow. And that's simply not true, especially in this industry, which is changing all the time. Keep challenging yourself, keep growing, keep learning, and stay up to date. If you want to find out what casting directors are looking for right now, check out Backstage. In addition to having fantastic articles and resources, Backstage is a great place to find your next audition. They've got everything from live performances, musical theater, TV, film, music videos, student film, voiceover work, work from home opportunities. You name it, Backstage has got it. I gotta mention it because it's my favorite feature. The casting calls filter on Backstage is my absolute favorite. You can filter through all of the jobs currently available on Backstage. You can break it down so that you see casting calls that actually fit you. Whether that be project type, gender identity, location, union status, compensation, there is nothing more annoying in my opinion than finding a casting call and suddenly realizing that there's a deal breaker in there. Backstage has your back so that you can filter through casting calls and make sure that it's the perfect project for you. I love Backstage, and if you want to love it too, check out the link in the description box below. So there you guys go. Those are my top 10 must-know self-tape audition tips for actors. If this video helped you out, or if you want more kind of audition quick tip videos like this, give this one a big thumbs up. If you're new here, hit subscribe. Join the musical theater internet cult. I said what I said. You can also check out my vlog channel and my gaming channel because, surprise, I have a gaming channel now. I hope you guys are having a great day. I love you so, so much. Break a leg, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!